This is question 7 on the March 2011 Unit 1 foundation paper, and you are allowed to use a calculator. Question says, a company pays people to visit shops and test customer service. Paul works for this company. His fees in October are shown. So he had a fee of £8 10 times, a fee of £10 18 times, and you can see the biggest fee of £20 he only got once. And we've got to calculate his mean fee. His mean is one of the averages, and if you've got a table like this, the way to work out the mean is you times these numbers together. So 8 times by 10 is 80, 10 times by 18 is 180. Remember, you can use a calculator on this paper to do these if you want to. You can continue going through these numbers and you will get 84, and 4 15s are 60, and for the last one down here, 20 times by 1 is 20. And the numbers you've worked out, you always then need to add those up. Again, you can use a calculator if you want to. If you add those up, you get 424. Now it's important you do show this working out. So if you, next thing you need to do rather is always add up the frequency. If you add up these numbers here, add up these frequency numbers, you get 40. You always add up the frequency, that tells you how many fees there were altogether. And to get the mean fee, you need to do this number divided by this one. So you do 424, it's always the big one you've worked out, divided by the total frequency. Remember, you're allowed to use a calculator on this. If you do that on a calculator, your calculator will show you 10.6. Now it's a money answer, so to make that look like money, we'll call it 10.6 with a naught on the end, £10.60. The next part of the question, Paul says that his modal fee and his median fee are both £10. Is he correct? The modal fee is the most common fee. It's the fee he got more times than any other. So in the frequency column, you look down to find the biggest number in the frequency column. The biggest number in the frequency column is 18, which means he got a fee of £10 more times than he got any other fee. So the modal fee is this £10 over here. The median is what number would be in the middle if you wrote them all out as a list. And if he has 40 fees altogether, the median fee would be, well, what's halfway from nothing to 40 in the middle? It's 20. Or actually it's between number 20 and number 21. So we would want to find what his 20th fee was. Well, his first 10 fees are all 8. Then he has 18 10s. So if we were doing this in a list, we would go 8, 8, 8, 8, 8, 8, 8, 8, 8, 8, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. Now I said more than 20 numbers there, but the 20th number I would have said would have been one of these 10s. So his median is 10. If I had said all these numbers, like 40 times, 10 of those, 18 of those, 7 of those, 4 of those, and 1 of those, in the middle of that list it would have been a 10. So they are both £10, so he is correct. So we need to write down what both the mode and the mean are, and the fact that he is correct, because we did have to say whether or not it's correct, and we had to give our reason. So continuing with the next part of the question, Shelley, somebody different, also works for the company, and we have her fees shown in this diagram here, and we've got to write down one similarity and one difference in the fees between Shelley and Paul. So if we put them side by side, I've got Paul's information over here, and I've got Shelley's information over here, and I've got to write down one similarity and one difference. There are several similarities. The smallest fee that either of them got was £8. You could write that down. The largest fee anybody got was £20. You could write that down. But that also means that the range of fees, the difference between the biggest and the smallest, well, here 20 down to 8, that's 12, and here 20 to 8, that is 12. So you could write down here that they both had the same smallest fee, You could write down they had the biggest fee, or you could write down they had the same range of fee. You only need to write down one thing, but that's some possibilities. Another thing you could have had is the fee that Paul had more often than anything else was £10, and that was the same here as well for Shelley. The most common fee was £10. If we look now for a difference in their fees, Paul we know had 40 fees. Now if you work out how many fees there are here, well there are 22 fees there, there are 18 fees there, and if you add those up, that's 40 fees just here. And Shelley's got other fees as well, so Shelley had more fees. So that's one difference. You could say that Shelley had more fees than Paul did. So Shelley has, you could say, more than 40 fees. Paul didn't have more than 40 fees, he just had the 40 fees. So those are some examples of things you could write down for that question.